Bienvenue donc au Capitole que vous voyez juste derrière moi. En effet, toutes les chambres des États-Unis sont situées donc au Capitole. On parle donc des deux chambres qui composent le Congrès des États-Unis d'Amérique. Le Congrès des États-Unis d'Amérique est la législature bicamérale du gouvernement fédéral des États-Unis d'Amérique, constituant donc sa branche. L'article 1 de la Constitution des États-Unis d'Amérique, le Congrès américain est chargé d'élaborer, de discuter, de voter les lois. Il exerce également un pouvoir sur le budget fédéral des États-Unis, le commerce, la défense du pays, etc., etc. Le Congrès donc peut soumettre des amendements à la Constitution. La Chambre donc, des représentants donc, des États-Unis d'Amérique, qu'on appelle the House of Representatives, compose avec le Sénat, le Congrès des États-Unis et forme à ce titre l'un des deux organes du pouvoir législatif américain. L'ambassadeur extraordinaire et plénipotentiaire de la République du Tchad aux États-Unis d'Amérique, son Excellence, Kitoko Gata Ngoulou, a participé ce lundi 3 juin 2024 au Congressional Briefing on Women in Diplomacy and Legislative Processes. Cette réunion donc, au Congrès a été donc organisée par l'Institut américain de la diplomatie et des droits de l'homme ainsi que le Conseil international des défenseurs avec le soutien du représentant Bill Huizenga dans le cadre de la célébration continue de la Journée internationale de la femme en démocratie. L'événement donc a vu la participation de plusieurs femmes ambassadeurs, dont celles d'Australie, de l'Arménie, de la Mauritanie, du Costa Rica, du Tchad et bien d'autres représentants de beaucoup de pays. Dans un discours captivant qui a tenu en haleine toute l'audience, l'ambassadeur du Tchad aux États-Unis d'Amérique a déclaré en ces termes.
And I'm the newly accredited ambassador extraordinary and plenipotentiary of Chad to the United States of America and Mexico. I come from the European African diaspora. I spent my life between Cameroon, France, and United Kingdom. This is the first time in the history of my country that our leader has appointed a woman, young, from the diaspora, to lead the Chadian diplomacy here in the United States, the superpower country where almost all the diplomatic, political, financial decisions worldwide are made. This shows the vision of the new president of the Republic of Chad, Mr. Mahamat Idriss Déby Itno, newly re-elected democratically last May 23rd, to empower the women leadership, not only in diplomacy, but also in the legislative processes in my country. I would like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the victory of Mrs. Claudia Sheinbaum, former mayor of Mexico, that will become the first woman ever president in Mexico. We congratulate her. It is an honor for me to speak this morning at this important congressional briefing on women in the diplomacy and legislative process. I would like to take this opportunity to sincerely present my gratitude to Isabelle Vadui and the U.S. Institute of Diplomacy and Human Rights and the International Defender Council for organizing this great event, and Representative Bill Huizenga for his support. As we celebrate the International Day of Women in Diplomacy, we recognize here the significant contribution women have made in shaping not only our world, but my country. Women in diplomacy and legislative roles bring unique perspective and strength that are vital for fair and effective governance. The voices are crucial in addressing global challenges, fostering peace and promoting sustainable development. When I arrived here in the United States 1 year ago today, Nobody knew about my country, and no one was coming even to my embassy. That was a big challenge for me that made me work twice to bring my country in the map of the US political, cultural, financial decision. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank all my US friends from the government, the civil society, the think tank, and much more for the unwavering support they're giving me in this new environment and to be successful in my mission as ambassador. Today, we highlight not only the achievements, but also the challenges women face in this field, in diplomacy, in the political, and in the legislative environment. Despite progress, women still encounter barriers that hinder their full participation in politics and diplomacy, such as gender biases and institutional obstacles. I will just take my own example. When I've been appointed 1 year ago by my head of state, a lot of people were against this nomination because they say that she's a young lady, she's from the diaspora, and we're not sure that she can handle such position in such powerful country. But my head of state overcome these challenges and appointed me because he entrusted in the mission I have to do here to bring back much awareness on the diplomatic frame, landscape in the United States for my country. And I'm thankful to him because there's a lot to do, but I think that together as women we can overcome that. Our focus must be on actionable strategy, not just theories, to overcome these challenges. We need to work together to dismantle these barriers and create an environment where women can be successful. This means implementing policies that support gender equality, ensuring equal access to education and professional development, and fostering a culture of inclusivity and respect for women. Our leaders have to be more inclusive concerning the women in decision-making process in the world, but mainly in my country. We don't have that much involvement of women in the legislative process in Chad, but I know our president is doing his best to keep empowering the women in this field. He's bringing a new dynamic with challenges and with change concerning women involvement in decision-making. For example, in our new government, we have almost 10 women. Before we just used to have one woman minister or two women, but today we have 10 women ministers that having key ministry in the portfolio. In the diplomatic frame, we used to have just 2 women, especially in the Western countries, but today we're almost 10 women. So, that means that, there's a change that, begin. I know that, we still have a lot to do, but at least we start. Sharing ideas and best practices among international and domestic stakeholders is crucial. By learning from each other, we can develop innovative solutions and build a stronger framework for women's participation in diplomacy and legislative process. Women's representation in this world is not just about equality, it is about effectiveness. Study shows that diverse teams make better decisions and that gender balanced leadership leads to more sustainable outcomes. Promoting women's role in diplomacy and politics is both the right and smart thing to do for our leaders. As an ambassador, I have seen the transformative impact of women's leadership in Chad. Their contributions are instrumental in advancing diplomatic initiatives, fostering international cooperation, and driving legislative reforms. We must continue to support and elevate this voice. I will take again my example because I'm definitely one of the first women in diplomacy, and especially here in the United States. When first I went to Chad, I'm a kid of the diaspora, so I spent my life in France. My first job was senior consultant in strategy for a US-based company. And we have to go to build the first backbone of the fiber optic for the digitalization. So when I came in the environment, I faced that change, that clash of culture, where you come in a man environment. And then, when I was the lead, because I was the lead of such youth, it was one of the huge, hugest projects, in Chad ever at that time. And when I was going to the ministry and I was asking, for the appointment with the minister at this time, they were looking at me and they said, no, who are you? Are you a student? Are you looking for training? I said, no, I'm not a student. I'm not looking for training. I'm looking for the minister because we have to work, on that project, funded by the World Bank. So I was facing that reality that was definitely hard for me with a Western mindset, coming in an environment where, the women didn't have chance, at that time. But I'm very happy because they are starting to overcome, this kind of situation. Moving forward, let us commit to creating a global environment today where women are empowered to lead and succeed. This is not a competition. I'm not talking of competition with men. I'm just talking about the inclusivity of women in the decision-making process in our political landscape. Let us advocate for policies that ensures women's security and advancement in their professional environment. And let us celebrate the achievements of women in diplomacy and legislative processes while striving to eliminate the barriers that still remain. I'm confident that our collective effort as women here, we can create a world where women are not just participants, they're not just viewers, but leaders in shaping our future. Together, I strongly believe that we can build a more just, equitable, and prosperous world for all. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for your attention, to thank your platform, the platform you gave me to express, the awareness on diplomacy and human rights, of my country here in the United States. And also, I'm traveling. I would like to tell you that next week I'm traveling to Chad, with a delegation, a business delegation. And I would like to take also this opportunity to invite, the women, and the Congress, my friend ambassador, the think tanks, to also join me for my next trip, for my next CODEL, so that you can understand much more about the country, the landscape, the political landscape, the diplomatic landscape, and help me empowering the existing relationship between Chad and the United States, and most of all, bring the relationship at the next and better level. United States of America means a lot for Chad and for my head of state. And I thank the US government for the support they have been giving to my country since decades. And I look forward to the fruitful discussion and collaboration that will come from this important briefing. Thank you so much.